Hi, today I want to show you how to put together the dog love box. First we're going to piece together the face. So these are the larger pieces of the face. So we'll put the top hair down. You just lined it up on the back panel. And you could do the ears before the hair. I just happen to do the ears afterwards, but they'll fit in place. If you put them on, it would be that top part you could actually pop it up. It would be very cute. So I take my time to line it up, make sure that the back panel doesn't really display. That's just there to help us piece everything together. And if the back panel does show a little bit, like mine did, I just chalked it, used a little chalk with my little Fantastics. I'll have the link below to those, but I like using these little sticks with my chalk. And I'm partial to chalks because I can erase it. But you can use those sticks with ink as well. So you can ink it. I'm just not as careful, so when you know how you craft, you adjust. And then next, we're not going to put those other pieces on yet. We're going to piece together the eyes. And then we want to make sure everything places correctly before we glue it on permanently. So we'll just put together the eyes. And actually the pickup stick, which I'm showing in this, I'll show later, is a good tool to pick up small pieces. I just forgot to grab it for this shot. So I just want to make sure I know where the eyes should go, because we don't want them, I want them actually a little bit below that front piece. I'm going to pop it up on the front. So I'm going to add it right now. You could add the little eyeballs first, but I decided to add those first. And then I can see where it is if I dry fit that one piece. And then I'll just move that. Then I'll just grab my pick me up stick. It wasn't a pickup stick, pick me up stick from Silhouette. That helps to grab small pieces. It just has a little sticky part on one end, so you can grab a little piece and then stick it down, place it easily without having to fumble around. And then we'll add the little mouth area. I did put double-sided foam tape on this so it would pop up. And then I also used double-sided foam tape to pop up the little eyebrow area, so to give it some dimension. So here, just again, I'm using that little pick-me-up stick to glue on the nose and mouth. You can place it wherever you like. I just wanted a little bit down. It looked a little bit closer to my dog, as this is modeled after one of my dogs. And there it is. So after that, I just wanted to piece together the love panel that'll go on the front of the car prior to assembly. Just helpful to get this out of the way so you can just glue it on when you're ready. Usually when I do things like this, I kind of hold my hands around the edge to get it centered. Then once I do, I press down to apply additional pressure. Now we're ready to put together the card. So just go ahead and fold the card on the scores as shown. And then we will add the panels first before we actually close the card up. So we'll add that front panel. There's a little edge around the sides and the bottom. And then the same thing with these little side panels. Those would be cute to emboss. I decided to keep it a little simpler on this particular design. The color scheme I selected. And then when you flip it over, those little triangular pieces go on the other side, because that will fold down when you have it open. So you need to add those panels on the opposite side. And we won't add the panel that goes on below the dog in the back until after it's complete, so it can hide the tab that we glue. So there you go, there's that part. So that's the piece I'm talking about. That's where it will go. Then we go ahead and we're going to, I forgot to add that front little lub panel. You could do that later, but I just wanted to add it before I moved on. And then we'll go ahead and glue that tab to the inside of the back portion. So just add a little glue there. And then you want to line up, it's easy because you can do it flat. You just want to line up that edge with the tab fold and just make sure it's aligned on the bottom as well, and apply pressure. And that's the, you'll see it folds up and down to go flat. Had a little glue there. And then we'll now put the panel in there. So it'll go over the tab. We just didn't want to glue the tab over that. So just make sure there's a little edge around the sides and the bottom, so the spacing's right. You can see it's kind of a center, but there you can see it from the bottom and the sides. The next, let's go ahead and piece together the insert, and this just happened to be the same color. I used a embossing folder for this, which I'll include in the notes below. Just added that panel within the shape on the insert piece. And then we'll want to insert that right in the middle of the card. So that tab is spaced, so smack in the middle. So if you fold it backwards, you're going to glue it to the side, the inside of that side piece, making sure that the end of the tab is flush with the back of the card. So because we want it to go straight across. That was a little bit off, but it adjusts. And then once it's a little bit secure on one side, go ahead and glue the other side in. Some people do this all at once. I tend to do it in 2 steps. Make sure it's right across from each other so it doesn't bend and it folds well. And so once you get that a little bit secure there, you can go ahead and flatten it to apply additional pressure to help secure the tabs. And that'll help adjust it if it's a little bit off too. And you can see those flaps fold down. And now I'm just going to add that that dog. I had a little bit of excess chalk on the back there. So just make sure you center it on that panel in the back. And you can see there's going to be a little edge around the bottom, and all around the head you'll see a little edge of the card, the background. The last thing we're going to do is to add the little paws. So you just want to glue the bottom part of it and just place them where you want. I just kind of place them at an angle. And there is an optional back panel, so if you want to write your own sentiment, like for a dark card you'd want that. For a light card you could just write on the card, but it's up to you. But it's included in the file. So there you go. That's how you do it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.